Should hit you in just a few seconds.
300 riders from 27 countries prepare for the first edition of the Haute Route from Geneva to Nice. Its new amateur-only cyclosportive is the highest and most challenging in the world. For 7 consecutive days, cyclists will race against the clock and push themselves to the limit. 730 kilometers and 17,000 meters of elevation across 15 Alpine passes, this competition is not for the faint-hearted. Before the start, competitors make their final preparations and organisers give last-minute instructions.
Bienvenue sur la Haute Route. Welcome to the Haute Route. Et puis 27 pays de résidence représentés, ça c'est extraordinaire. 27 pays de résidence, vous pouvez applaudir déjà, s'il vous plaît.
Day 1. The first stage from Geneva to Megève is 109 kilometers and takes riders up the 1,613-meter Col de la Colombière, followed by the 1,486-meter Col des Aravis, a total elevation gain of 2,200 meters. The start overlooks Lake Geneva. Excited riders are impatient to get going. So then what's your strategy? We just go for it and then gradually accelerate. I really wanted to take part in this first stage because I can't follow the whole week. I'm used to participating in cyclosportive races. It's a very different challenge for 1 week. Try to check out the atmosphere for this first edition. Try to come back next year for the whole week, either solo or with a team of mates. The real challenge is the succession of efforts during the week in fantastic and prestigious scenery. Everybody's going to be very lucky. The weather forecast is excellent, and it even seems that it's going to be too hot this week. It's a marvellous setting, but I think that a great effort is going to be needed.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
And they're off. 300 riders set off on the Haute Route. They ride a few kilometers in Switzerland before crossing the border to ride the small French Alpine roads, and in particular the famous Route des Grandes Alpes, well known for its challenging passes. The riders start the first climb. The sun is shining, and after the first few meters of ascent, the physical effort starts to take its toll.
Ah, bonjour. How was it? It's warm. What else would you do on a Sunday morning?
The Col de la Colombière at 1,618 meters is the first Haute Route pass. After a painful climb, it's time for a break and a snack to keep riders going in the heat. Then they saddle up again and head for the second mountain pass, the Col des Aravis. 2 mountain passes in 1 day is a big ask. Time ticks on, and at last Megève. The first stage finish is in sight. Today's conclusion: the riders' bodies need to get used to the challenging terrain. It was important to get through today and to see how the going will be, the atmosphere. Okay, it's like a cyclosportive race, but I was thinking that it would be a bit slower as there is 1 week of activity. But the level in front is so good that it won't change much. The week ahead will have to be managed well. I wish them all the very best. Day 2. The start is in Megève and the finish is 100 kilometers away in Les Arcs. Today's ride takes competitors via the 1,650-metre Col de Cézy and the 1,967-metre Col de Roseland. With a 3,000-metre elevation gain, this stage is harder than that of day 1. But spirits remain high, as demonstrated by this disabled rider who is giving it his all to match fellow riders. The challenge suits me. It's a race in stages, something I've never done and really looking forward to it. For my 50th birthday, I said I'm going to do that. I'm a racing cyclist with a handicap, but that's it. I'm capable of keeping up with the best of them. Even with my handicap, it's not going to stop me. I've cycled a lot. It's not the easiest of sports. It's true, it's tough, it's demanding, but it's okay to just do it. This is a race, of course, but that doesn't prohibit riders taking in the beautiful Alpine scenery while struggling along the Haute Route.
Small picture, huh?
It's heaven. Absolute heaven.
How's that?
No, it's unbelievable.
There is no time for tourism, though. There is much pedalling ahead and a last pass to climb. I take sugar, salt, just eat everything, drink everything. Before the final painful kilometers of this stage, in the hot summer sun, and the arrival in Les Arcs. Day 3 is the hardest stage of the Haute Route, a 169-kilometre marathon from Bourg-Saint-Maurice to Serre-Chevalier that includes 3 passes: La Madeleine at 1,993 metres, the Telegraph at 1,565 metres, and the mythical Col du Galibier that towers over the rest at 2,645 metres.
Go!
Climb begins, but the first 2 days of the competition have left their mark on the riders and fatigue sets in, forcing them to dig deep to withstand the physical effort required to complete this stage. Staying alert is critical during this stage, as riders need maximum concentration for the highly technical descents. A 100 years after the first cyclists made it up this legendary mountain, exhausted Haute Route riders reached the summit of the Col du Galibier one by one. 2,645 metres up, they overlook the mythical peaks of the massive des Écrins.
It was very hard, very, very hard. But man, it was great. It's one of the hardest things I've done, this climb. Man. But I felt good, so I climbed to my maximum effort. Heart rate 175, whole way up. Basically as hard as I could go. It's done now. Now I'll be like a homing pigeon all the way to Nice, no problem.
Was it that hard?
It was awful.
Happy to have finished. Even proud as well? No, not really. Just happy to have finished. Today is an individual time trial on the slopes of the Col du Granon between Serre-Chevalier and the summit of the Col du Granon at 2,413 metres. This will be a first in the world of cyclosportive events because never before has an individual time trial been offered to amateurs.
It's a great idea because it allows the people who are really racing to have a race, and for the people who aren't racing so seriously, they get a shorter day and they can enjoy the climb. So I think this was very smart idea and good placement of it during the week.
You know, I live here at the foot of the Col du Granon, which is all a bit terrifying for us. It's 12 kilometres of macadam, which doesn't melt very well, as we say in cycling jargon. It's a very difficult pass. It is often classed in cyclotourism manuals as one of the 3 most difficult in the Alps. And when you have a race like today, the climb is tough, like the one that exists every year, the Granon Challenge, and that hurts. Women, men, leaders and last arrivals surpass themselves and redefine their limits. These incredible people are battling against personal boundaries as well as against the clock. They all have a champion within.
Et le niveau sort 560, Megève pour l'Allemagne.
At the finish, riders make the most of their downtime to chat to new friends. Everyone will take back memories of this Haute Route adventure, which is as much a sporting challenge as a human journey. Day 5 takes riders 119 kilometres from Serre-Chevalier to Loup via the Col d'Izoard and the Col de Vas, an elevation gain of 2,800 metres. Fatigue and stiff muscles make the riding harder still, and the cyclists rely on mental strength to find the energy deep within for this test. To make matters worse, despite the altitude, the heat is suffocating on these narrow, twisting roads in the Southern Alps, and even the front runners are suffering. Riders need to cope with this added energy sapping challenge. At the finish, the relief is overwhelming. Dripping with sweat, the riders make a beeline for the ice-cold village fountain.
Yeah, today was it was bloody hard. It was very, very hard, but it was a beautiful, beautiful stage. Izuard that was definitely my best climb and for me the most beautiful mountain. The descent was magnificent. Not so much traffic, wide roads, great surface. It was beautiful. The theatre, we've got one last act to do. I think that's tomorrow, the Simula Bonnet. So it's like a long play that we've been involved in, a long theatre, a long cinema, right? So we're very near the finish. It's been an amazing experience. I'm very tired, so I kind of want it to end because I'm tired, but at the same token, I'd love it to carry on for a long, long time because it's fantastic. And the camaraderie, I think we've had, you know, today I realized the feed stations was a special moment. I looked around and I knew everybody. Guys that were getting cheese, I knew there was a girl coughing, getting raisins. I said, "You all right?" She said, "Yeah, I'm fine." You realize that the camaraderie is amazing. You know, everybody is, everyone pulls together and you make great friends. So today was a special day, I think, so it was the best day for me.
Day 6, and the stage takes competitors 78 kilometres from Loup to Auron by way of Barcelonnette and the 2,802 metre La Bonette summit, an elevation gain of 2,300 metres. This is Europe's highest road and the climax of the 2011 Haute Route. I'm aching everywhere. I just want to go home.
3, 2, 1, c'est parti!
Allez, c'est parti avec les encouragements, les applaudissements pour tous.
Dur. Quel vent.
Hard. What a wind. I nearly fell twice because of it.
How was this one? Very, very, very hard. And that's been nice. You don't want to know the real feelings. You couldn't broadcast it. But that was great. Very hard climb, brilliant descent. Absolutely amazing.
The final day and the ultimate stage is from Saint-Étienne-de-Tinée to Nice, another 140 kilometres of mountain riding before the cyclists drop down to sea level.
What about this épreuve?
I think it's a great initiative. I mean, it's fabulous to be able to ride with so many people, riding all these nice climbs, you know. So I'm really looking forward now to arriving in Nice, the last stage for myself.
First stage was a very long one for me. It's called a marathon stage, but to me it was a super long marathon stage. It took me 13 hours to hit my hotel room in Serre-Chevalier. It was a combination of, let's say, fatigue, third day plus bad luck, because at the top of the Colombière I forgot my bottles, and when I hit the valley Maurienne, I had nothing to drink. And that moment in the valley, it was like being in a hairdryer. Very, very hot, a lot of wind. The organization stopped me because I was off limit, and they offered me to take the bus, but I didn't came to take the bus here, so I said, okay, I'm off limit, but off the race, but I continue myself.
I can't wait for the finish. My legs are so tired. It's been a great week, but I've been looking forward to it being over.
The leaders release their brakes and free will to victory out of the mountains to the plains and finally Nice and the Mediterranean Sea. The 300 riders finished the race with a parade along the famous Promenade des Anglais, a radical change of scenery and pace compared with the 7 days spent battling the Alps. I've got to go to work on Monday. I'd love to have signed on again for a week.
Very, very tired, but very happy.
Nice is nice.
The Promenade des Anglais, just for us, was absolutely fabulous. With the wind to clear the sea, it's marvellous.
We've cried tears of joy, tears of pain, but it's been worth it. And we're here now in Nice. Look at this, and now I'm going to go for a swim.
The first edition of the Haute Route is over. It has been an epic sporting challenge and a huge success that has spanned 730 kilometres from the north to the south of the Alps. Such personal accomplishments merit a cooling dip in the sea.
So tell me, how is the water?
It's very refreshing after 700 kilometers and what was it, 17,000 meters of climbing. It's good.
Absolutely fabulous. I mean, it's an incredible race all day today, event. I mean, the climb in the middle was a bit of a surprise for me because I was looking at the itinerary last night and I saw, you know, the start down to Nice was all downhill, but there was a sticky little hill in the middle of it, 17k long. So it was very, very complicated, but nevertheless it was great. Great to see all the towns coming out and stopping all traffic, making sure all the roads are all secured for the cyclists coming past. And it's great to have towns like, you know, Nice here, finishing here, and the Promenade des Anglais here in Nice. Even for an Irish guy, it's nice. And it's great to see the towns participating and making the event such a great event.
Men, women, duos, solos and teams, every category has a winner. The tension drops and emotions rise to the surface. That's it. It's all finished. It's a very strange sensation on the last day. It's a cocktail, being happy about winning the trial, the fatigue, the tension has dropped. We're sad as well. We've had a week. I'm choked. We've had a fantastic week. It's finished and we're all a bit sad. There's joy, mixed feelings. It's really a wonderful trial, which I think will go on. I've won the first edition, so naturally, I'm over the moon.
One word to describe it would be, I can't think of one word. I mean, amazing would obviously be a cliche, but really for us to be here is, for me watching the Tour de France from when I was a kid, to coming out here and being able to do something that resembles that in a very condensed small version with a bunch of other mad, crazy amateurs is just, you know, it's everything. It's everything I could want from sport. So that's the word, is everything.
Should hit you in just a few seconds.